Hello and welcome back, warriors, to another electrifying episode of Mind Over Matter with your host, Sana. Today, we are about to take a deep dive into the art of unlocking your ultimate potential. Joining me is the one and only Gill Barry, the mastermind behind NPS Fitness and the living embodiment of discipline, grit, and transformation. Listeners, Jill's mission is crystal clear: to turn individuals into savage, beast mode soldiers, cultivating a warrior mentality to crush every obstacle in their path. From battling decades of addiction to now waking up at 3 a.m. to conquer his day, Jill is a living proof that no vice, limiting belief, or negative mindset can stand in the way of your best self. If you are ready to redefine your limits and unleash the beast within, buckle up, everyone. This episode is for you. Jill, as always, welcome to the show, and it's an absolute honor having you with us.
Oh, the honor's all mine. Thanks for having me.
Jill, you have been on an incredible transformative journey, from battling addiction to now having a disciplined life with no limiting beliefs, no vice, and, having that consistency. When did you first realize your purpose was helping others unlock their potential?
Well, the first time that I realized that was once I had finally conquered all my vices, and I got on a daily program, and I realized how good I felt and how high I was vibrating, how high my energy was, how great my frequency was. And, and just doing my reading and reflection in the morning, kind of meditating on things, I realized like, hey, this is such a positive in my life. It's helped me so much. It's benefited me so much physically, mentally, spiritually. I lost a ton of weight. I dropped all the vices and beat all my addictions. I just realized the universe was telling me, hey, you need to share this with other people. There's a lot of people hurting out there. There's people struggling. There's people whose mindsets are holding them back, and you can help them. So when you can help people, you really should. And when you're in touch with your purpose and you're listening to your conscience, you just kind of follow it. And that's what I did. I followed my conscience, and where it's led me.
Wow, that's very, very inspiring. And since we are talking about alignment or aligning with passion or purpose, uh, before even aligning, how do you suggest one can actually realize what their passion or purpose is? Because I think the first step exactly is the realization or having that clear purpose in their life.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things you can do. One real simple one that anyone can do is just take a look at your life. And if say you jumped on a bus, a city bus, and you're going somewhere, and somebody came up and started talking to you, what would you be able to talk their head off? What would you be able to sit there and talk and have passion about and be able to just fill their ears and their brains up with all the information you have, all your passion, all your feelings, all your knowledge, all your wisdom on that topic? And that's what your purpose is. That's what your passion is. If you can sit there and talk endlessly about something, then you have love for that subject. You have passion for that subject. And that's something you need to start investigating. How can you make that more part of your life? So many people, myself included, go through the daily grind of working or spending 8, 10, 12 hours a day in a field that they're not passionate about, when in actuality, the only thing stopping them from spending that time in the field that they're passionate about and fulfilling their purpose is their mentality. So identifying your purpose and your passion can be as simple as, what do I really like to do? What am I super passionate about when people talk to me about? When people come and ask me about something, what's the topic I can go on and on forever about? And once you do that, then you can identify ways that you can either monetize that, or you can get into that field for work, or however you can best put that into your life as a passionate subject, as a way to spend a lot of the hours and feel purposeful, feel the meaning behind it.
Wow, I mean, that really makes it very, very simple, Jill. Thanks for sharing that. And yeah, so after that, after we realize it, so what role does alignment with passion play in developing that warrior mentality which you teach your clients?
Yeah, well, it's all about your mindset. And so often we're stopping ourselves with the limited mindset, with the limited belief system. I'm all
Mhm.
thinking you've already capped out your potential. And it's not true. Even the people who are on top of the food chain, they're still growing, they're still learning, they're still
Mhm.
passionate and living purposeful and looking to expand each and every day. So for me, what I needed to do, what led me to this is I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't living to
Mhm.
my full potential. I knew I had more in me, and I knew I was holding myself back. So when I looked in the mirror and realized I was the problem and that I
Mhm.
was also going to be the solution. And once I dropped all the vices, I had to look in the mirror and say, Gil, your pleasure seeking and your addictions are what's got you where you're at. I had to identify that I was where I was because of the decisions I made, the choices I made, the pleasure seeking,
Mhm.
the next fun thing I wanted to do instead of doing what I needed to do. And as we spoke about the warrior mindset, now a warrior
Mhm.
does what he needs to do. A soldier doesn't have a choice on, hey, well, I feel like taking a day off today and getting high. I feel like getting
Mhm.
drunk today. That's when soldiers end up dying. That's when they let down the platoon. They they get released. So when you have that mindset, you're able to attack the day with passion, with enthusiasm. You know, hey, there's no choice. There's something to get done. I'm the man to do it. I'm the solution to this problem. And when you're living with your purpose, then
Mhm.
you're already enjoying that whole process. So for me, I had to identify what was stopping me from living purposeful, living passionate. And for me, it was the vices. So once I got rid of
Mhm.
the vices, the smoking, the drinking, the gambling, the temper, then I was able to have clarity in my mind and my soul and my spirit. And then I was able to listen to my conscience. And I always say that your conscience is the authentic voice of the universe or God speaking to you. It's us
Mhm.
as humans who are flawed and decide not to listen. So that's a big part of the problem people have in their mindset is they hear the calling, but they're so trained to do what the world's telling them to do. Hey, I need to go to this job. I need to put in these hours. I have to do this. I have to do that. When in
Mhm.
actuality, you need to listen to your conscience. You need to stop doing the things that you regret. If you hate your job and it's filled with regret and remorse and you wish you were somewhere else, you need to find a new way to spend that time. If you're using drugs, alcohol, pleasure seeking, and you have regret about that, that's that's a roadmap to what you should not be doing. And if you follow that roadmap, you'll end up getting different results. But if you don't, then you're going to get the same results. You're going to live an unhappy life and you're not going to be satisfied with what you're doing. So your regrets are the roadmap and your conscience is the compass.
True, true. That's a very, very beautiful statement. Your conscience is the compass. Also, Gil, you emphasize the importance of non-negotiable daily habits. I think one of your non-negotiable habit is you wake up at 3 a.m. and you have that charge, that passion to navigate throughout the day, take up the challenges, and come out with flying colors. So, how do these align with living a life of purpose?
Yeah. So people ask me all the time to want to sign up for my program or do sign up for the program. Hey, I don't know if I can wake up at 3 in the morning. And you don't have to do that. That's my non negotiable. That's my daily routine. What we do when you get on the NPS program is find the most challenging and most rewarding way for you to live your life. If that's not something that you want to do, if you're not able to set that up as a non negotiable, then you don't do it. You know, if your conscience isn't telling you that, isn't calling you to do that, then we don't do that.
Mhm.
But for me, the early wake up, the 3 a.m. wake up, is the most
Mhm.
challenging way for me to start the day. And again, we're developing our mentality. We're developing that warrior mindset. We're smashing all the limiting beliefs. So if I have a
Mhm.
belief that, hey, I can't do that, I can't wake up at that time, then the first thing I need to do is go wake up at that time. And
Mhm.
I self-inflict that adversity. And once I overcome that obstacle and I do it over and over and over, then I callous myself. I build that mindset. I realize, hey, that was hard, but I did it. So once you start stacking all these victories every day, whether it be the wake up time, the reading and reflection, the
Mhm.
workouts, sticking to your macronutrient plan, these are all difficult tasks that people can opt out of. And when you opt out of these tasks that you've told yourself, you've committed yourself to doing it, if you don't do that, then that chips away at your mindset. That chips away at your self-respect, your self-esteem. Whereas when you do it and you know it's hard, you know you don't want to do it and it's difficult and you get it done, now that builds your self-esteem. That lets you know, hey, I can do these things that are hard. I can achieve when the odds are against me, when the chips are stacked against me. So this builds your mindset, and that's what I was called to do. I've always been an early wake up guy, 4, 5, 6 in the
Mhm.
morning. So I had to take it a step farther. Okay, this is actually too easy for me. How can I make this
Mhm.
harder? How can I self-inflict more adversity to harden myself? And that's what my
Mhm.
answer was. Okay, I need to get up at 3. Then I can get in my nutrition. I can get my reading and reflection in. I can get to the gym and I
Mhm.
can get home and start running my business. So once I've done that, that's put me in a mindset and it's put me at a frequency that is tremendously positive. And once I have that energy, I'm ready to attack the day with enthusiasm.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Lovely, lovely, Gil. Also, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck or maybe n- n- disconnected from their passion? How can they start finding alignment?
So if you've identified your passion, then the next thing to
Mhm.
do is identify what's stopping you from connecting with that passion. What's holding you back from your purpose? As I said, for
Mhm.
me it was devices. So once I identified what was stopping me, then I eliminate it. And that's oftentimes when you're starting a personal development plan, when you're starting a new phase of your life, it's not always what do I need to do, but often it's what do I not need to do? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to remove from my life? So if you know what your passion is, but you're not aligned with it, you need to look in the mirror and see what's holding you back. It could be the vices, it could be finances, it could be your location. But whatever the
Mhm.
case, it could be a relationship. Whatever the case may be, that needs to be eliminated as hard as it can be to eliminate a friendship, a significant other,
How?
a a job. Sometimes we need to take those drastic steps in order to get our life to the place we need to be to level up. Sometimes it takes a huge sacrifice.
Yes, it does. It does. I mean, when I got into podcasting after a 10-year journey into the corporate world, I think that has been one of the biggest risks that I have taken in my life, and I can totally, totally relate with that, Gil. Also, you know, apart from mindset, you are a huge advocacy of fitness. And how does fitness play a role in discovering and staying aligned with your purpose?
Well, anytime you're in a low frequency
Mm-hmm.
state of mind, if you're having low energy, low vibration, one of the best tricks to pick that up, to pick up your energy, to raise your frequency, to raise your vibration, is to get a strenuous physical workout in. So
Mm-hmm.
I just reverse engineer it and start the day with that. So no matter how I wake up, if I wake up in a low frequency, I instantly put myself into a high frequency by hitting a strenuous workout. So that's one of the tricks for your mindset is to reverse engineer it. And instead of waiting to be in a bad mood, uh, depressed, low frequency, low vibration, low energy, start the day with things that are going to put you in a positive mindset. So everything's connected. The spiritual, the mental, the physical, all connected. To live your best life, to develop yourself and to develop that mentality and that mindset, you have to do your best and you have to challenge yourself in all three phases. Everybody wants to feel good and look good. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I hope I get in worse shape today. I hope I put on more fat and I hope I, keep going down this path of bad nutrition. So no matter how hard it is, again, you have to start somewhere. You could take a walk. You can ride a bike. You can walk your dog. You can do push-ups in your living room, anything physical just to get the ball rolling. Because once we begin developing physically and we get the results and we feel the energy from that, that becomes addicting. And for me, I had to replace the addictions. I had to fill that time with other activities. So physical exertion is a great way to do it.
Right. And you have been a Division One athlete in three sports: baseball, football, and basketball. So, how did your experiences as an athlete shape the mindset and discipline you now teach through NPS Fitness?
Well, one of the main things personally for me was that, hey, I was able to receive scholarship offers in basketball and football, and I accepted scholarships in baseball. And this was all while drinking, smoking, not being my best self. So once I took that good look in the mirror and realized like, hey, you've done all these things at 50% capacity. What's possible for you at 100%? So not only were those things taught me a lot about life and a lot about hard work and how to overcome and deal with pressures, but it also showed me that I could do even more. And again, like I said, the regret is the guideline. So even though I had success in the athletics, I also had a lot of regret because of the decisions I made during my athletic career. So I look back on it not as a success, but it was always, there was a lot of negative connotation attached to it because I didn't fully achieve what I could have. So using the regret as the guideline, I had to look back and say, well, instead of feeling bad about this, instead of feeling shame and guilt, let's learn from this. What are you feeling guilty about? What is the shame about? And it was about the vices that I used and the decisions I made when I had opportunities to do more and do better. And I didn't make them. So I identified and said, instead of feeling bad about this and letting this define me, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to follow that roadmap and not make the same mistakes.
Wow. That's Jill, you're always an inspiration. I think that's really empowering. So finally, if our listeners they would want to connect with you and explore more about your work at NPS Fitness, how they can do that?
Yeah, I would love to connect with anybody. I respond to all my Instagram DMs, all my likes, everything like that. Hit me at Gill Barry Real Estate on Instagram, and I would love to chat with you. Love to talk more. Any questions you have, any conversating, just DM me on Instagram, Gill Barry Real Estate, and I would love to talk with you.
Lovely. So thank you so much, Jill, for helping us understand about what exactly is aligning your purpose or conquering our vices or building a mindset that doesn't flinch under pressure. You have really shown us that greatness is within reach. So thank you so much.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
So, listeners, make sure to check out Jill's coaching at NPS Fitness for the tools you need to take your life to savage beast mode. We'll have all the details in the show notes. And until next time, keep crushing limits, stay focused, and always remember you have got the power to master your mind over matter. So, this is your host, Sana, signing off. Catch you on the next episode of Mind Over Matter. Thank you.